I'll put you in front of my melody. You are all that matters. You are all that matters. I'll make room for two.
Hello, family. Welcome back to Encounter with God podcast. I'm your host, Irene Mwende, and this is episode 8. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, if you haven't liked or watched the previous episode, you need to go back and catch up with us, okay? So karibu tena sana, and this is episode 8, and let's get into it. All right. So I don't know if I'm ready for this episode, but I sat down and took my time to pray about this, to think through about it, and I think I needed it before we even continue sharing my story. And I wrote a healing letter to myself. Yes, I know we write different letters, but this one is specific, a healing letter to myself. And I'm going to read it to you, and as I read it to you, I hope and I pray that God may also keep your heart open to receive healing in whatever you have been going through. We have different stories, different journeys, and that's why we are here to embrace the good side and the bad side. And if we need to heal, we need to heal, okay? And we need to involve God through the healing process and the healing journey. So I'm here. I'm going to read this letter to myself, to you, okay? A healing letter to myself. Whew. Dear Irene, I am writing this letter to you because you deserve to hear it. You deserve to sit with all of it, the pain, the gratitude, the strength, and the grace. This is a moment to look yourself and say, you did it. You never gave up, and I'm proud of you. And God has never once let you go. This is also a letter to someone, anyone who has ever felt unseen, unloved, or not enough, So keep reading with me, okay? Listen, okay? So I'm proud to the girl who learned that family is not always about blood. Irene, I want you to be proud of yourself for something that took more than courage that most people will ever understand. You opened your heart again, even after the fathers who are supposed to stay chose not to. You did not close yourself off. You did not let bitterness become your home. Instead, you allowed God to send fathers to you, mentors, men who stepped in not because they had to, but because God placed them in your path for a reason. You let them in, you let them guide you, push you, and speak into your life. That is not a small thing, Irene. That is healing. Be proud of yourself for that. For in Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future." And with this, if a father figure walks away from you, know this: God has never stopped being your father. God has never stopped being your father. Now, He's strategic about who He places in your path, okay? I'm proud of the girl who is covered by mothers in every season. Irene, God blessed you with mothers, not just one, mothers, in different seasons at different times. Each one came into your life and poured something into you that you needed for exactly where you were. And each time you came out stronger. That is the beauty of how God works. He doesn't always give you everything at once, but He gives you exactly what you need through exactly the right people and the right person at exactly the right time. And you had the grace to receive it. You had the wisdom to let those women speak into your life. Thank God for those women. And thank yourself for being someone who could be shaped by love when it came. I'm proud to the girl who had every right to give up but didn't. After your mother passed away, the world around you changed. the family gathering became quieter or maybe just emptier, and that used to hurt sometimes. But Irene, I want you to look at what you did with that pain. You did not allow the absence of people to become the absence of your future. You chose to forgive, not because they deserve it. They don't deserve it. Not because you had all the answers. Until now, I don't have answers yet. But because carrying unforgiveness was too heavy. Too heavy a weight for the journey God had ahead of you. You focused on you. You focused on your family, the ones who showed up. And you never stopped moving forward. And I am so proud of you for that. One thing I know is that forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is not for the people who did hurt you and never cared coming back to say sorry. It is for you. If you choose to forgive them, even regardless if they come back to seek for forgiveness, it doesn't matter. Forgive them regardless. You release what they did so that God can release what He has for you. Okay? I'm proud to the girl who believed education was her way out. Growing up, especially from class 6 through the day you received your scholarship, you knew one thing in your spirit. Education was the door. And you walked through every single one that God opened. You stepped into positions that God placed you for a reason. You facilitated discussions. You helped other students to understand different subjects. You also gained from them while you're also pouring into them. And in the moments it felt natural, almost effortless, that was not luck. That was God. He made understanding easy for you and the people around you because He had already planned how far it will take you. Irene, you got into leadership and you learned something in that season that so many people never grasp. That a leader is not someone who controls. A leader is a servant, a mirror, someone who reflects back what is possible in other people, someone with a heart like Christ. And in Philippians chapter 2, verse 5 to 7, your attitude should be the same as that of Christ Jesus, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped, but made Himself nothing, taking the very nature of a servant. And this is the lesson. The gift God places or has placed in you is not just for you. It is not just for you. It was always meant and it is always meant to flow through you to someone else. I'm proud to the girl who chose gratitude over resentment. Your auntie and uncle took you in, and it was not easy for any of you. Raising someone else's kid, navigating new family dynamics, adjusting to a new kind of love that feels different from the love you knew before. But Irene, you chose respect. You chose gratitude. Even when your heart was adjusting, even when the love felt different. And you noticed the difference because there is a particular kind of love that only a mother gives, and nothing else quite replaces it. You felt that absence, and yet you did not let it make you bitter. You did not let it make you feel or make you different. You used that pain as a fuel. You promised yourself, I will not go back. I will not fail myself. I will not let this break me. And you kept that promise. And to the listener, pain can become poison or purpose. It depends what you choose. Okay? The difference is what you do with it. And I choose purpose. I'm proud to the girl who learned that God's love is enough. There were moments, Irene, quiet, lonely moments, when you expected a call that never came, a check-in, a voice asking how you are doing, someone in your corner reminding you that you are seen, in high school, even in university, in the seasons where you needed it most. Those moments did hurt. There is no point pretending they didn't. They did actually. And God kept you busy. Actually, I was so busy. I can't wait to share with you my university journey where I was so busy. God filled the gaps. And in the moments when you lost yourself, when you made mistakes, when you felt like you were going crazy, when you felt utterly alone, He picked you up. He whispered to you, "Girl, I love you. You're not alone. I am with you." And you heard Him and you stood back up, And I learned one thing, that you do not need to place the weight of your need for love on any person, not relatives, not even the people you expect to love you most, because God's love has covered you from the beginning through everything until today and forever. And in Romans chapter 8, it reminds us that nothing can separate us from the love of God. So let's stop waiting for people to love you the way only God can. Okay? Let that love be enough. I'm proud to the girl who woke up every day and chose herself. Irene, every moment that you woke up every morning and did not feel like it, but pushed yourself anyway, was an act of courage. You are practicing a faith that went beyond feelings. You took time to listen to women, read books from women who turned broken stories into legacies, and you understood something deep. We all come from a story that is broken. That is not the end of the story. That is where the story begins. And now, Irene, you have written your own first book. You're telling your own story. You're talking everything that tried to silence you and turned it into a voice that will reach the next generation. Because that is what God does. The same God who allowed the pain is the same God who's bringing the purpose. He does not break you, He builds you. He builds a story through you that is not just for you. It is for everyone who will hear it, read it, and find themselves in it. Finally, Irene, I love you. I love you for every moment you chose to stay when living felt easier. I love you for forgiving when you had every reason not to. I love you for letting people in, for serving others with what God gave you, for trusting a process that was painful and uncomfortable and sometimes made no sense. I love you for not letting what you went through become who you are. You are not your abandonment. You are not your losses. You are not the silence of people who should have called. You are not the absence of those who should have stayed. You are a daughter of a God who has never once looked away from you. You are the proof that broken things can become beautiful. You are the evidence that God makes a way where there is no way. And I choose to read this letter every single time. Keep going, Irene. The world needs your story. That girl needs your story. That boy needs your story. Keep going. With all my love, Irene. Oh my God. When I was writing this letter, I cried. And in this healing journey, as I'm sharing, my heart gets lighter every single time. I don't even want to say. But you know what? I hope you also do this. Write your healing letter. To yourself. I don't know the feeling. I can't really describe the feeling. But I feel so calm. I feel so good. And you know what? that's the end of this episode. Please make sure the assignment for you is pray about the situation. And then, if you're willing, you can write your healing letter to yourself. Okay? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See you to the next episode. Love you. God love you. Bye.
What would I be said of me?